There we go.
Yay.
Mhm.
If you hear Don Henley singing coming from another room, that's because the studio is directly below me, and Lindsay has a
Excellent.
project she's working on tonight.
With Don Henley.
Exactly.
Hanley. Wow, that's awesome. Oh, wait a minute. That's not my background.
I'm gonna move
What
the
is this
chat
background?
Still
to a
photo
place where I
version
can
of it,
see
yeah.
it. Okay, stream chat is on-ish, maybe? I'm not sure. There we
Yeah,
go.
who do
Welcome
we
to the
have?
chat room. Hello.
Who do we have in the
Welcome
chat
to
room?
the chat room.
We got fun and games. Oh, no.
Oh, weird. I wonder if
Oh
my...
boy.
Lizzie Beth and Bing Cortana are joining us in the room today.
Nice. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oh, yes, I need
Welcome.
to do a better job of chatting.
I wonder if maybe my laptop is too old because I don't get the option to use a video background.
Oh no.
I have add image. I don't
Oh.
have the add video option. I was like, maybe what the hell? My poor old laptop. I mean, I don't ever barely use it, so it's I cannot really justify getting me a fancy new one, but and it does
Yeah,
everything I need it
get
to
a fancy
do.
new
Like,
one.
like when I am mobile, I can record VO on it. Like, you know, I can do everything I need to do.
Well, if you're on Windows,
Mine
I've had
is
good luck with my
Kind of
ThinkPad.
old. Oh yeah.
You had good luck with what, Peter?
A ThinkPad. I can get you the exact model. But it is solid and it has a touch screen and it is.
Yeah. Does it still have a little knob in the middle to
Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
was old when I
it's super
got it,
nice.
which was
has
now like
that little thing.
Yeah.
7
I
years
played
ago.
through Unreal 1 using only that.
7 years ago, I got
ThinkPad.
this off Craigslist for $300.
Woo, nice.
I then at one point paid another couple of hundred to get the video card replaced on it because the video card went out.
Mhm.
But it's always done me good. And I was
Yes.
like,
I have an article that I've queued up but not read yet, talking about how Moore's law is kind of crapping out
Mhm.
oh, really?
and how that's going to completely tweak the market for used computers.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer like this is 10 years old. It's just as fast as the one you. Oh no.
Well, yeah, when I got my new PC last November, the one I had was 12 years old and was still doing fine. Like I didn't need a new PC.
Yeah.
It was just starting to show its age in like weird intangible ways. Like nothing was like everything still worked. And I didn't notice anything being like, oh, it just takes forever to open. I mean, like just certain things where I was like, there are certain things that like take longer than I think. It was more like a quality of life upgrade. We're like, oh, a new PC would be cool.
Yeah.
So when I got this one, because I do video editing and audio editing and all that, I had my friend Zach put it. Because in the old days, I'd build my own PCs. And now I'm too old for that shit. Now I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Yep.
My friend
100%.
Zach, however, will. So I basically got a shopping list from him. He's like, here's your
Buy
list
these
of parts. I went to Amazon. I bought all those parts and had those parts shipped to his house and paid him $200 to put it all together and give me a functioning PC.
Cool.
Nice.
And which should keep me going for a while because my new piece desktop has 64 gigs of RAM. So
Should do, yeah.
should be good for a while. But yeah, I started browsing laptops. I'm like, I use it so rarely.
Yeah.
It gets the job done.
Mm,
And even the ones I was finding in like the $500 to $700 range didn't seem like spec wise that much better than the one I've got. So that baffled me a little bit.
I think the one I've got is $700.
I think I'm going to go in for a new MacBook.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more than $700. But this one, like, I made the mistake of upgrading to Monterey on an older MacBook.
Oh no!
and-
Oh no!
Yeah, so everything is terrible. Like when I try to stream through OBS or something,
That's
like,
interesting
I
because
can't use OBS and like a browser at the same time. So that kind of puts a damper on things.
my media machine is a 2012 Mac Mini. It's the only Mac I've ever had. I inherited it, and I keep it updated to the most current software it'll run, and it's always been fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people. It's like I turn on automatic updates, and I just go like, "Yeah, man, there's an update, grab it and do it.
Oh.
Thanks." Although I did recently, I was having weird issues with it, and I told you that whole story. I replaced the hard drive and then had to do the weird thing where like you could only install up to this OS because it's too old. And then after
Right.
that, I had to jump through all these weird hoops to be able to get a thumb. I don't even remember how I solved it, like getting a thumbstick, I think, and downloading the OS from my PC onto that. And it was a whole 6-hour ordeal one night.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. It took me a full day to get this one. Like that's not okay. But we did it. I did it.
I'm sure glad I
that's the-
put my video background in Dropbox so I could use it. And then I can't because I don't have that option on this computer.
Let's see. How do we play this game again?
I'm surprised it lets me use a virtual background.
We have to roll for initiative.
Yeah. First, we have to roll for the encounter, the reaction table. That's what it is.
I just remember that like we have really bad or terrible imaginations, and we can break this game for Mark. What could be the worst that happened?
Pretty bad. Oh
Mark
yeah.
has to rewrite everything. Start again. Worse than that.
I'm just imagining the
Way worse than that.
cheeriest and most optimistic gaming group. What's the worst that can happen? I don't think anything bad can happen to us.
Masterpiece Meatless.
We're doing great.
The worst that can happen is I only advance one level.
Even worse, you advanced 2 levels.
What's the worst that can happen? They say no, and I keep living my day. I get my worth from myself.
The worst that could happen is I hurt their feelings and they're kind of passive aggressive to me for the next couple of
Oh, that is the worst.
Even
Which
worse than that,
reminds-
they strangle you with your own intestines.
Okay, I'll take the passive aggressive. I would like to roll a 6.
I'm now remembering the suggestion of the miniatures game that is set at a Baroque dance ball.
Yeah, I actually snoozed that and it came up like today or yesterday. I was like, still in the idea file.
Oh, did we already say hi to Masterpiece Meatless?
Hello. First
time chatter.
Welcome.
Hello. I'm trying to get signed into Twitch, so I might be a
Masterpiece.
Anonymous
Hey.
person.
Now I'm just imagining what Masterpiece Meatless means. Does that mean it's like the best? It's like a meatless patty that is just better
Best one you can
than the
get.
best cut of beef you've ever had in the history of
Or it's
time.
like barbecue. It's like Casey's masterpiece, only seitan or something.
Sounds good.
I am missing a lot of restaurants now. Okay.
Cool. We have some threats to take care of today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should probably do that.
Let's see. Got rid of the coven, so that's great. No worries at all there. Everything's totally fine. Totally
Yeah.
fine.
No consequences.
Mother Eve.
She's probably going off to like find herself on a
Yeah. She's
world tour sort of thing.
totally leave you alone.
Oh, it's like Masterpiece Theater, except instead of movies hosted by old men, it's video games hosted by a floating skull.
I love
Oh,
floating
sweet.
skulls.
That's way cooler than a really good veggie patty.
Let's
That's
see.
Awesome.
Current threats are Sally No Face. Still on the
New
face
best friend.
cutting off thing.
Yes,
New
exactly.
best friend.
Still on her old
Uh,
shit.
Complexity 4 to find out where the killer's hiding. Complexity 6 to determine how they're choosing their victims, which is a little safer. And complexity 8, which is what is the true identity of the killer and what drove them to this madness, and that you'll get a new housemate probably. Second thread is Limehouse Lurker. Only thing left on there is a complexity 4. If it's young, what was the child's home life before they returned? And it looks like you have 4 available there. So nice. And the last one is Figs. Pigs are cannibals. 2 available, both complexity 2. What kind of animal does Patrick Fig think he is? And what did La Hortensia Fig lose that she's trying to recapture or remember? And yeah, you've used all your clues there.
All right. Well, now that we've taken care of the coven, we should be able to knock out all these threats tonight,
Yeah,
right? We can
no
each take
problem.
one. Like,
Split the party.
yeah.
Let me look at the clocks.
When we get to the night phase, we'll split up.
Threats.
We'll each go solve a threat, and game over. We win.
Yeah.
And I
So
level
Sally's got 4 out of 6.
Oh no.
Draw my little clocks. Figs also has 4 out of 6.
What is this bullshit?
Trying to touch all of the.
And Limehouse
Correct.
just has 3 out of 6.
Well, I think we know what's getting ignored today.
And so just remember, so like if you don't touch a threat, it advances 1.
In theory, yeah.
And if you do touch a threat, it just stays where it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So it
that's
doesn't
how I've been
reset to
playing it.
0.
Yeah, it's not official. That's just kind of like how I'm keeping track of, because they're in every threat. There's a this is what happens if Hargrave ignores it. So we're gonna do some of that probably. Last time.
I recounted a story about fucking a tree.
That's right. You did fuck a tree.
Okay, to be fair, I fucked a wood nymph who then
That's
I
true.
blew her mind with an orgasm, and then she reverted into her stasis form, which was a tree.
Hey,
the context of that.
We
Yeah.
all told embarrassing stories to lighten up a very dark episode.
Technically,
God.
I stopped the fornicating once it was a tree.
Oh yeah, that was
Loma's story was actually sad.
So the important
I'm
development
a T-Rex is
that
here.
we
Yes.
left off at the last time was that Gareth is still Gareth, but he is
that's right.
in Sarah
Oh,
the
yeah.
witch's body
That's
because
right.
Sarah was destroyed by the ritual.
Yeah. So now I'm a hot redhead.
Body. Now you're a
No,
hot
no,
redhead
my
bitch.
body ran off. Remember, I went after my body.
Oh yeah,
and I
your
found
body
it.
ran off. That's
No.
right. Yeah,
And it ran off.
So
So,
many
so
crimes.
Sarah was not destroyed
yeah.
because she was in my body, I guess.
Do you still have the old bones move and the like?
I need to secretly engage in romance. So
Runned off. Paloma, you had
have that body.
I don't know if we touched it last time, but you have a not necessarily a rival, but a
oh yeah.
fellow appreciator of the bodily arts who left you a calling card.
Yeah, I should go visit. And
That
either
was-
love or destroy her.
Or both. Why
Or
not?
both.
Kind of Paloma's deal.
Love on a Friday.
That was Dr. Emily Blackwell.
Okay, I'm just gonna review what's
Okay.
going on with me.
And she said something. She said something a little bit ominous last time. I don't remember what it was. We'll figure it out.
Great.
Yeah, and Francis is just being Francis.
Vitality.
Oh yeah, it's like I can't remember what I was doing last time.
Being indignant at Mother Eve, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was
RUNNOFT is literally what I just wrote in my notebook. So well done. I'm a T-Rex. Oh, Gareth, where art thou?
Run off.
RUNNOFT.
Yeah, maybe we have a whole episode where we chase Garrett's.
lots of perfectly respectable
hijinks.
people get possessed by witches.
Just a Freaky Friday meets Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
To be fair, he kind of possessed the witch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
It was another like
Um,
fuck so good you switch bodies.
Yeah,
situation.
well, that's right.
it just happens.
The question is, I
Um,
mean, since I don't particularly identify this body as my own yet, does masturbating count as having sex with a human to avoid darkness?
No.
Well, it should,
Okay.
because it's not my body.
Feels like a shed.
This is a philosophical debate.
Speaking of, y'all have the questions that you want, the Dawn
Oh.
questions all set up.
Let me double check.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
That
definitely
is
a
not one of my
romance
questions
day.
today, so it's a moot point anyway.
I can't remember if I want to see a risque fashion this time.
Yes.
And yeah, create an ornate over the top erotic experience.
You can do it.
I doubt myself, but these seem like they will push the
You know what I
story in a
think
fun
would be an
direction.
over-the-top erotic experience, Francis? arranging,
Sounds like we're
Here
having
you
an
are.
orgy today.
is having sex with my own body to get it back.
Got it. Okay. Can it be
It has to
ordinary
be you,
sex?
Francis.
Just
I'm not
average,
interested.
like fine sex, or does it have to be an over-the-top erotic experience?
And maybe even ornate.
Dare I say?
Filigree.
If I'm involved, it's going to be over the top. It's the only way
Okay,
Gareth
like-
rolls.
Thirst. Does someone have a move called Unquenchable Thirst?
I think I do.
That sounds like
Yeah. Your
Francis.
physical beauty is not only unparalleled, it is aggressively
Ah.
carnal.
Just to fill Masterpiece
I
Meatless
had
in
that.
here.
Yeah.
So Masterpiece
I had
Meatless.
that marked down as a wish in my
This
notes.
game is loosely kind of based on Penny Dreadful. We are all Victorian supernatural hunters in a house called Hargrave House, which is a kind of legendary house where many supernatural hunters have solved many a supernatural threat to Victorian London.
Yeah, maybe we should do like intros at the top of shows.
Yeah,
when
this is
people
kind of like
join
a
us,
season 2.
so that we don't make them assume they know everything about us. That's a great point.
Got 17 episodes to catch up on. We've
No.
got Gareth, the sexy witch.
Summarize.
We've got Francis, the Dorian Gray Eternal Beauty, and Paloma, our Lady Dr. Frankenstein, building a child in the basement. And currently they're after some cannibals and a serial killer and a vampire. The usual,
Like you do.
like you do.
Yeah.
Um,
Gareth
that
is
being
currently in the body of someone else.
That's
Oh, yeah.
true.
Gareth switched bodies with a witch.
Last week I had sexy times with a witch,
Usual
and,
thing.
it was so good that
Yeah,
I
usual.
did some magic and I accidentally switched bodies. So now I'm in the witch's body and the witch is in my body and has run off somewhere.
And Paloma and Francis are well aware of this. And that whole thing was taken care of. And probably there's been a little bit of downtime. I'm going to say Paloma can drop her beaten by sailors.
No longer
Um,
beaten
Oh
by
yeah, that's
condition.
pretty old. Yeah.
Because we've
Oh,
had
good.
we'll give you, it's not necessarily the next day, it is day phase. So we'll say a little bit of time has passed to recover and figure out your new situation.
What happened to my opium addiction? I had an opium addiction that
Apparently you
required
kicked
me
it.
to go see a very pretty lady all the time.
I'm sure with the right
Right.
attitude, you can
I
get
thought
that
you-
back again.
Back if I wanted it.
You don't need the addiction to go see the pretty lady. Just it's time for you to
What?
own your actions.
It's
If you want
like
to see the pretty lady, go
taking
see
the
the pretty
trading
lady.
wheels off. It's time for you
Oh,
to
no.
own your own actions, Paloma. Just go see Ginny. You don't have to buy so much opium.
Cool. So it's day phase, and the day is yours to do with what you would like. Does
Oh,
anyone
man.
have any hits?
Oh, speaking of Ginny, I have an idea. Maybe I should try to meet Rival McRival Pants Blackwell at the opium den and ask
Oh,
Ginny
my.
to like watch out in case shenanigans go down.
Does
Does Ginny help me? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was beat up by sailors before.
yeah.
But maybe I owe Ginny. I don't know. Maybe I should be nice to Ginny.
Cool. So you have Dr. Blackwell's calling card, and you're able to call on her as you will. What's your approach with her?
Oh, hello, new watchers, folks. My approach with her?
Yeah. How do you make contact
Um,
with her?
Let's see. We're just coming out of a really rough day.
Well,
Yeah,
he did
a-
say
a rough-
it might have been a day or two later, so it's not
Yeah.
necessarily the
Day or
next
two
day.
later.
Well, some time has passed.
And she sent
A
me
cinematic,
like
a season
letter?
break's worth of time.
for our
Servant
first episode of
to make contact with you and say, I understand we have similar interests. Feel free to visit anytime you like.
Yeah, maybe I'll go visit.
Yeah.
Unannounced.
Unannounced, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she lives. Let me grab a map real quick. Maps.google.com.
Yeah, I gotta print off my what was the map? that we used to print off. MapQuest.
Oh yeah. Driving cross country with printed out maps. That was a good time. Yeah, this is anytime we're streaming, browsers just
Oh no.
die for me. So
Yes, Victorian MapQuest.
yeah, we actually we have that other
But it's like
Victorian
a
Google Map overlay
got
thing.
cogs and steampunky holds out.
Didn't Peter find that, the one where we can like kind of go through the time, what do you call it, time, scroll back through years in Victorian
I
London
found
to
a
sort of
set of-
see how it changed.
I did find a set of London
Oh,
Underground
yeah.
maps that
Yeah.
were from different years and things.
Yeah, but we don't have to do my thing first if it doesn't make sense for that to be the first thing.
Oh no, that makes total sense to do the first thing. I just need to get my map working.
Did we need historical
Yeah.
London Underground maps?
No, I just want to get a sense for kind of where things are at. Because y'all are in that fancy neighborhood. Where are we? There we are. There's London. Belgravia Square. And I think the doctor. I think the doctor is going to be south. Yeah, I think she's going to be across the river. It's kind of run down. It's not, although her calling card is formal. You go to the address that she gives. It's in Lambeth, right across the river. South end of Lambeth, and you're a little bit surprised at she just lives in like a kind of dingy row house. It seems like there's a lot of apartments. I think she has the entire house to herself, but it looks like it was like converted to a single person home from a block of apartments. I don't remember if we had a name for the servant. Chester.
Willoughby.
Chester.
We've been forbidden from calling any more characters Willoughby for those who are
But
new to the show.
The irony is, have we actually cooked? Is there actually any Willoughbys in the game? We joke
There
about
are-
everyone.
there's-
being
My
Willoughby.
I
ex-wife
think
is
there
a
are
Willoughby.
three. Yeah. I think on the calendar, on the character tab.
Mark
it's-
has refused
I have X-carded Willoughby.
about 15 of our Willoughbys.
Is that on the safety
Not for
sheet?
lack of trying.
Yeah. Verona Willoughby was a reporter.
Yeah.
And where's the other one? Oh, dead.
My-
Samson Willoughby was a young boy that Francis knew as a child who died trying to help him. And Anna Willoughby was Paloma's last wife.
I just
Oh,
want
good, 'cause
you
I had
to.
forgotten my wife's name.
I want you
Yeah.
to put that on the character keeper safety sheet just to confuse future
Willoughby.
players. Will cannot call characters Willoughby. Like,
One of our viewers. Is Willoughby tonight,
why is that on the safety sheet?
But if you really wanted to
Willoughby.
bring in a new character, if you bring in the factotum, who would be a servant of another character, one of the names you can choose for that is Willoughby.
Done.
Thank you,
I would-
Jason Cordova.
I would permit that. I would permit that. No,
All right.
no NPCs.
So
Jason
Gareth dies
knows.
tonight, and in comes Willoughby the factotum. Got it.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Oh, marking that last mask. Great. Then
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
Can I just skip to the last mask here?
Check.
Just make
Um,
everyone your thrall. all day
Welcome,
long.
Will Willoughby, the factotum of Francis Quinn.
Willoughby.
let's see. So you are let into the apartment. It is, or the house. Are you going alone, or are you bringing Francis or Gareth with you?
I know as a player, it's not smart to go alone.
So we're going
But-
alone. Great.
Paloma, I think Paloma had forgotten about this card. It was like the context is that like Paloma was like, finally I can fucking just have some peace and quiet and reorganize the library, and found the calling card again and was like,
Nice.
ooh, maybe this and the orphan is almost done. Maybe I could speed things along if I share it, and just like left the house immediately.
Nice.
So, yeah, by myself.
Yeah. So when you enter the house, what do you see that tells you that, aside from the servant, Dr. Blackwell lives there by herself?
Sorry, I got distracted by our amazing chatters saying "won't be."
Won't to be, yes.
Could you ask his question? Won't be.
When you enter the house, what do you see there that tells you that, aside from her servant Chester, she lives there by herself?
That there's only, sorry, my brain is not working good. I was like, there's only one pair of shoes by the door. She has that. Oh, not only is she alone, she has a single pair of shoes that are just by the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole place is a little bit run down. I think Chester, after he shows you in, he doesn't act like a servant. He just kind of says, make yourself at home, and clumps upstairs. And it's a few minutes before the doctor comes around a corner. She I think she just came out of the basement, and there's a smell that you're familiar with, probably formaldehyde-y, ozone-y, bad sciencey kind of smells. And she looks a little bit surprised when she turns and sees you. She says, "Can I help you?"
Dr. Blackwell, I presume.
Yes, that's me.
You left your card.
Dr. Safby, and her demeanor immediately changes. And she takes you by the head. She's like, "Please come in, sit down." And she leads you to the front room, and you can see it's a little bit more of a compressed house. You can kind of she leads you into a sitting room next to the front hall, and there's a doorway to the kitchen you can see, and the door has been removed, and she has in the sitting room like a wood stove that she has a kettle on, and you can see that the kitchen has been kind of renovated into a makeshift laboratory experimenty kind of setup there. And she's like, come in and sit you on a seat, and takes a few sheets of papers off, and puts the kettle on the stove, and says, I'm so glad. I was afraid that you wouldn't meet with me. I've heard through some mutual friends about your work, and I thought it would be productive to collaborate. I don't mean to. May I ask about your work?
Yeah. And I think Paloma had recently been asking, getting tips from Francis for not talking so much and letting other people talk more. So Paloma was trying it out, but couldn't do it much longer. It was like, well, I'd be lying if I didn't say that it is incredibly. I was just very excited to meet someone else who also was interested in some of the anatomy and physiology. And to be honest, making breakthroughs by oneself is, what they say, creativity requires friction, and one can agree with oneself too much. So I was curious to see if there was any learning we could do from one another.
Of course. Our friend hasn't actually seen your work, but can you tell me if you've had any success?
I'm the latest. Let's see. Yeah, the latest trial is my most ambitious trial, which means that results are really going to really have to see once it's all gathered. Once all the parts are together, then I will be able to see. It's not like putting together a grasshopper or something where you can just kind of quickly do these things, take time.
I'm so impressed by the magnitude of just the scope of what you're trying to do. I would never have thought to take different parts from different people and trying to match them perfectly together. And there must be something in the heterogeneity of the physiology that just it adds something to it. Do you find that to be the case? And she's like getting more and more like sort of like leaning in and getting more and more excited.
It's like, hold on this. To be honest, I was surprised. Part of it is out of, the necessity, being this scientist of invention, these things. If I could be completely honest, I don't have any of the original pieces of what I am trying to recreate. So any single person didn't really match what I had lost.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Have you ever had a family, Dr. Blackwell?
I had a mother and a father, a brother, but we don't speak. I was cut off.
I'm sorry.
I was an embarrassment, but I understand.
Oh, it's not like that. More like people like you and I, we end up choosing family. I imagine Chester and those you have around you are more of a kinship, I would say.
I don't think of them as family. I think of them as tools. You understand.
I think at one point I did, and I too was like you, Dr. Blackwell. I thought that everything could be reduced down to its parts. I too thought that everything could be explained with some sort of rational explanation, that there wasn't actually something more beyond what we could measure, what we could quantify. And Dr. Blackwell, I think if you keep going in your direction, you may have to encounter things you can't understand, like caring for someone so much that you would bring them back.
So you're saying that will is a component. Fascinating. I hadn't considered that.
Something deeper than will, I would say, but yes, along those lines. Have you had any success even with the single body part animations? Or
what you're saying makes
I forget what the
a lot
name
of
of like the thing is. What is the
Animal
like just the hand that
magnetism? Oh no, sorry.
There's like the little hand that walks around and does stuff for you.
Thing. In the Addams Family?
Yeah. Well, like there's
Yeah.
a name for it, right?
Huh.
Thing.
Thing.
Thing is the name.
No, but there's like a Victorian-y name for it.
What?
I think it's just Thing.
I mean, that's the name of the thing in Adam's Family. Yeah. I don't know if it's a
Yeah,
generic term.
I
for
did.
it.
I think I think other people had in the game. Sorry, speaking as a player. What game were we playing? I think Mark, you were mentioning other people. You watch other games of people playing the between, and some of them, the mother had like made little minions.
Oh yeah,
body
there's
parts.
another mother had a special move where she could make like less complete creatures out of
Yeah,
fewer
that's what
parts.
I'm
no.
asking, Doctor. That's what I'm asking, Doctor.
Servitors. Yeah, servitors.
Servitors. Okay, yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
Perhaps
yeah,
if you're
I
playing
knew
Dungeons
there
and
was a
Dragons,
name.
you're referring to Bigby's interposing hand.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get caught up in the word, but I was like, really great word. Servitors. Dr. Blackwell, have you had any luck creating servitors?
You mean?
And he like looks at Chester a
constructing-
little bit too longly. Looks for
Chester,
scenes.
Chester's gone upstairs. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
never
like, I don't. You mean creating new forms? I'm afraid that you've left me far behind. I'm still in the early stages, I suppose. I felt like I'd made such great strides, but you're so far beyond me. I've been able to get muscles to twitch here and there and eyes to flicker open, but
Paloma
I think
uses
I
another
think you're onto
technique.
something with the spark, the will. I feel like you're right. There's something missing.
And Paloma uses another technique that she learned from Francis. Like claps Dr. Blackwell a little too hard on the back because it's not really used to. Dr. Blackwell, please tell me more. Trying to channel Francis's bombasticness, but like being a little too rough.
What are you trying to achieve with that?
I want details.
What
I want her
details?
to tell me, but it sounds like she's trying to get me to tell her my secrets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, tell me what you know.
What are you afraid might happen if she refuses or takes offense to this suggestion?
I mean, I'm getting the impression that she's just like only science, only rationality, and that like that she is not got a lot of ethics. Not that Paloma doesn't have her own strange brand of ethics, but yeah, I worry that I'm going to end up a victim of her experiments.
Ooh, okay.
Did I make it worse than you were going to make it?
No, this is a day move, so it doesn't get worse than that.
And then we
great.
kiss.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's not off the table. I think this is with presence. Yeah, I think it's just a
Good.
straight up roll. So,
That's not something I have. That's what I get for trying to be Francis.
You have a 10-gallon cowboy hat. I'm not sure that would help. An ancient book
Oh.
of fringe science and a copy of the 6th and 7th books of Moses. If you want to bring any of those in.
Oh. Yeah. I think I want to bring out the ancient book. I mean, the Moses thing is pretty sweet, but
Ooh.
I want to bring the ancient
fringe
book
science?
of fringe science to say like, and I think I'll plop it on the table and say, Dr. Blackwell, scientists of our time may have gone astray. There wasn't such a time that wasn't so far ago that science and magic were considered interchangeable. I know, I was surprised as well. And just kind of
Nice.
like opens up to a random page.
Awesome. Make a roll with advantage then. 3d6
Yay,
take the top two.
advantage. What am I trying to do? Oh, get the secrets.
Yeah, get her to open up a little bit.
Okay, rolling now. All right, I
That
rolled a
is
6, a 4, and a 1.
That is a 10. You succeed perfectly. Amazing. So I think she at first is like surprised by the abrupt physical contact.
Yes.
And
Francis said
then
that's what happened.
a little bit excited, and she just bolts up out of her chair and grabs you by the hand and says, I must show you, and leads you into the basement.
Nice.
Gareth, how's Sarah doing? How are you and Sean working out right now?
I mean, I think it's fine because Sean's a crow, so I think he knows.
Yeah, Sean
He
knows.
senses. He's like, whatever, different body, no big whoop. I'm a crow. I think we're a little fixated on the guilt about what was my Viola? Was that her name? My partner in the brothel.
Was it Violet?
Violet.
Violet, not Violet.
Yeah.
And so I think we're a little fixated on trying to find Sally No Face
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
feeling the need to do something about that.
So
To avenge
let me
Violet.
review here a little bit. Sally No Face is taking people's faces. Clara Yarborough was a washerwoman found dead in a hallway of a tenement. She was Paloma's washerwoman. The locations we have for this are the tenement house, which you've already experienced quite a bit, along with the landlady. And that includes Clara Yarborough's flat. You haven't been to the mortuary yet. You have been to the tailor's shop, the modiste, the Vittorio Clemenza, that is Francis's tailor.
Oh yeah.
I have here an academic's office and another location. Which
Oh,
is
I
not
just
revealed yet.
I just had a very Gareth idea.
Yeah.
Perhaps I could perform some kind of ritual that would allow Violet to come investigate with me.
Ooh.
For she might be able to see things and get places I could not get.
So we last saw Violet. You found her with no face, and brought her ghosts out to talk with you. And
Yeah, that happened in the brothel. We had a little conversation.
yeah, I think you talked her into making it a ghost brothel or something.
Oh, that's right. A supernatural brothel. Yeah.
Ghost brothel. So
We're gonna double our clientele. People who want to have sex with ghosts, ghosts who want to have sex with ghosts, ghosts who want to have sex with people. We're gonna cater to all kinds.
It's like a weird, the weirdest Miyazaki movie.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So do you want to go to the crow's nest and see if you can drum her up?
Yeah, that seems like the thing to do.
And it's been a couple weeks since you've been there. And I think the building is in disuse. There's a few beggars outside, a few kids, an old man, and the door has not been boarded up or anything, but it's clearly, it hasn't been used since you were there last.
Ghosts ain't doing their jobs.
I think as soon as you come in, like Violet basically like walks through one of the doors inside, and you can, and she looks like she wants to grab you.
Kiss me.
It's just like, where have you been? I've been stuck here by myself going mad. I don't think you understand. We don't all know each other. I can't just go get other ghosts or demons or whatever you have. I've been bound to this place where I died and you left me here, and I'm losing my mind.
Listen to me, Violet. This is why I'm here. First off, as to where I've been, we were extinguishing the threat of a witches' coven that was going to destroy all of Hargrave's work. Therefore,
no.
if that had happened, that would have been bad for everyone.
I don't see how that would be bad for me. I don't care about that.
All right, maybe not so. You raise a good point. And however, let's get to my second point. Which is the reason I have come now that this very important work is done. The witches' coven is gone, threat eliminated,
Great.
and I've come here because I obviously owe you a great debt, and I want to bring your killer to justice of some kind or another.
But where are they?
That's what I'm investigating. And I thought you deserved to investigate with me. And I thought perhaps with my powers, I could free you from this place and being bound so that you could come with me and we could work together to bring your killer to justice. Violet.
You're doing me a favor by putting me to work. Toby was like that.
No,
I understand.
I'm helping. I'm not putting you to work because I'm not like he's not going to assign you jobs or tell you what to do. I'm asking you to come with me. Partners, not only in business, but let's be partners in justice.
Justice.
Yes.
I'm already dead. You can't bring me back
no,
by.
but we can find the one who did this to you.
Fantastic. I will haunt them to the end of their days.
Okay, I understand. I understand.
And she has not made any mention of your change in appearance.
I understand your very righteous anger. And believe me, I want to do whatever I can for you, Violet, which I know will never be enough. But I'm trying to make this as right as I can make it in this world with my meager abilities.
Seems like every time you try to make something right, something burns down or gets its face cut off.
I cannot argue
Why?
this point.
Why? Give me a reason why I would help you instead of just living out however many days I have left. What happens to a ghost that's bound to a building when the building gets torn down eventually? I'm sure that'll happen at some point in the future. Maybe that will release me.
Maybe. I don't know.
You're the one who knows ghosts, I suppose.
This world is filled with darkness, and the darkness follows me and is a part of me. And I'm constantly trying to fight to put the balance back in order from the darkness that resides in myself, surrounds me, and causes bad things around in this world. This is why I do the work that I do. I don't know what you want from me, Violet, but whatever it is, you can have it. Do you want me to leave you alone? Do you want me to kill myself? Is that going, would that write the debts in your books?
It would make things more equitable, that's for sure. So what is your intention is to get her permission to do a ritual to release her so she can come help you, yeah?
Yes. I'm trying to make
Okay.
amends and send a ghostly olive branch. And to
Sounds
become
like a presence
crime fighting
roll to me then.
partners.
Yeah, crime fighting ghosts. Sounds like a presence roll, so that's +1. You have a closet full of stuff, right?
Damn right I do. I just
Oh my
unchecked all my
God.
items last game.
So many things.
Yeah. Let's see. This seems like, let me take a look. You know what I think Violet might like? My magical glittery powder puff back.
She sure does.
Whoa. What an
On
olive
full
branch.
circle, right? Okay.
Can you tell me how that comes into play?
I know that when you were alive, that you enjoyed playing with your look, getting dressed up, different configurations of hair and makeup. It was something I know that brought you joy. And I imagine in your state now, you probably miss being able to play with that appearance, when we first met, you had a bauble of mine I wanted to get back, and I did eventually get back. But I think now I see that it belongs with you.
Yeah, I think she just reaches out and she is able to grasp it, which surprises her a little bit. And she considers it a bit, tucks it away. All right, what do I have to do? I don't think we need to roll for that. Done.
Cool. I have a few locations of interest that we can start looking and see what we can find.
All right, well, first you're going to have to get me out of this fucking place.
Well, that I think I can do.
Francis,
Oh,
what's our golden retriever up to?
oh man. Well, as a player, I feel like I want to send him after Fig's pigs to manage that
Mhm.
clock. Just because I don't have a strong character hit on where he's going to go next.
Yeah. And remember, you do have 4 available for the live mouse lurker, so you would be rolling even on them if you wanted to theorize there, or
Oh, if I wanted to come up with,
yeah, or if y'all
wanted
did.
to
But yeah,
finish
Fig's
that
Pigs sounds great.
but I
We-
have no idea what's left to investigate. We went to
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of exhausted the shop itself.
Yeah, so you went
Um,
to the shop up and down. You did not exhaust the shop.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
You also have not yet gone to the Bethlehem Royal Hospital, where Fig Senior, what's his name, Mr. Fig, does he have a first name?
Patrick
Mr. Fig.
No,
Patrick,
just
no,
Mr. Fig.
the father, who was caught. Mr. Fig was arrested by Scotland Yard. The others escaped. He's being held at Bethlehem Royal Hospital. You won't tell them anything about where the family might be.
Okay, this is a terrible idea, but I think you should go to Bethlehem to talk to Mr. Fig.
Excellent, excellent.
Reason -1 golden retriever should be dispatched to this.
Fantastic. Great. Bethlehem Royal Hospital is an edifice. It's pretty much everything you would think a Victorian sanitarium would look like. And once you present yourself at the front desk, you are officially working with Scotland Yard on this one, so it is very
That's
easy
right.
for
I don't
you
have
to
pretend.
yeah. They show you right up, and in your estimation,
Mhm.
are the patients treated well or treated poorly here?
Oh God, poorly. Yeah, from everything. I
Yeah, why do
understand.
what do you see that makes you think
Yeah,
this?
just out of game.
Yeah.
I would understand wanting to sort of blunt some of the rough edges of Victorian London, but yeah, everything in my being is like, oh no, this is a bad place to be. In game, I feel like Francis's perspective is just that he notices that the color scheme is all just washed out, kind of puke green and brown.
Yeah, filthy.
Yes, filthy, smelly. Clearly, they haven't shined or polished. There's brass here. The place has good bones. Is kind of his thinking, and he's a little like, some part of him is just indignant that they aren't keeping it up to its full potential as a piece of architecture.
And you imagine they treat
kind of,
the patients the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody who handles brass work like this is going to handle the human mind with care and caution.
Yeah, this is not a place where people are sent to get better. This is where they are sent to be put away.
Yeah.
That's why I double check our safety tab for a second, make sure
Yeah.
not going into any dental horde.
Don't worry, no one's saying
And
you, Libby.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I appreciate you doing that though, Peter. Like, I think we do have we have an alternate history where there's
Mhm.
less, at least less homophobia and less racism, but there's still a lot of the problems of Victorian England, and we're not pretending everything was okay. And I think that think that's important too, to
Hmm.
be like, nah, this was not a great time.
The worst thing
Yeah.
about our Victorian England is the subpar meat pies.
Oh no,
Oh, the pies are quite excellent. in
are
fact.
delicious.
A little bit
Yes,
too delicious.
Francis. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're directed up to he's on the fifth floor of the hospital, and they they no, it's stairs. But so it's quite a climb up there, and there's doctors and nurses rushing around, looking very busy, but who
Mhm.
knows? And this
And Francis is just
ward-
kind of unconsciously taking on their mien of like, oh, this is how one looks important here.
yes, just
Okay.
oh, I'm very busy. Clipboard. I think as you enter into this wing, you can see that it is definitely where they stash the criminally insane or people who are beyond help and would probably do more damage.
Oh.
Able just shacked up here.
Mhm.
And his room 504, you approach it and you can just hear it's wailing and clattering and impact noises coming from inside, but the door is unlockable from the outside if you
Oh,
wish.
sure.
An orderly will unlock it for you and lock it behind you if you wish.
Yeah. Can I say that Francis has a walking stick right now?
Of course, yeah.
just because I would like him to use that to rap against the door.
Mhm.
Yeah. And with over too much formality. Hello, sir. You have a caller. Mr.
Of course,
Fig?
I have a collar. They put a collar on me and chains and chain me to my bed, and you I will make you into a pie, piggy. Come in and see. What do you have for me?
Ah, I've been invited. And then he nods to the orderly.
And the orderly's like, sure, your fucking funeral, dude.
So bad. So many masks. Okay.
And Clang behind you. Titus Fig has not been treated well.
mhm.
Both like the general the general lack of care for patients, but also
Yeah.
since he is a especially despicable criminal,
Yeah.
it's less lack of attention and more like the orderlies taking out whatever frustrations they have on him because he's
Yeah.
a monster.
Oh boy.
He is he does have leather like thick leather cuffs around his waists and
Mhm.
ankles and wrists and neck, and they're
Oh.
all kind of like chained to the bed, but the bed is one of those like freestanding things, so he can like clatter around, and
Yeah.
you can see there's like scuff marks all over the floor, and it's just a mess in there, and he's able to kind of like move about in a very clumsy, restrained way. He could be a danger if you stood still, but I think normal
Yeah.
a normal person could dodge him pretty easily.
Okay.
And I think when you come in, he's been kind of ranting and just
Oh,
a
no.
constant stream of
Yeah.
stuff, and when you come in, he like freezes, not like in fear or anything, but just in almost in awe, I think.
Really tempting to
he's-
make him a thrall.
You can't because he's a threat.
Oh,
not a
okay.
side character.
Never
Oh wait, no,
mind.
is he a side character? Maybe he is a side character. Oh my god, you could. Yeah, he is a great ogre of a man. And you see his his wrists are cuffed, but his hands are very, very soft and pink. And very, very blue, like deep blue eyes. And I think when he sort of fixes you in
Mhm.
his gaze and kind of like regards you, and he just looks you and is silent for a while and just locks eyes with you, and after it feels like a little bit too long, he just says, "You're one of us."
And I think like the part of Francis's brain that is like, this is worrying somehow is definitely overtaken by the part that's like, I'm in a group. And so he immediately brightens at this and says, what? Yes, I am. You and I, we are cut from the same cloth, sir. I think we understand each other, right? Men of the world.
Of course, you've tasted what it requires.
And
I can
just
tell.
no penny
you-
is dropping here.
If I cut your arm off, I could tell how many rings you had. So many.
Oh, there is no
So
need for
many.
that sort of
But
thing.
and his like he's clanking and pulling
Yeah.
towards you a little jerky, and he's
Mhm.
trying to but he's like probably coming up on 7 feet tall.
Oh, no.
And he's like kind of half lunging, but when he gets close, he's like trying to be very gentle, and he wants to touch your face.
Oh no.
What are you afraid might happen if he does?
Oh, okay. I mean, oh, well, yeah, this is kind of silly, but going into the unquenchable thirst, I think he will use,
Ooh,
he's somehow got a blade concealed and he's gonna slash it across my face.
all right. Unquenchable thirst is your physical beauty is not only unparalleled, aggressively eternal during the dusk phase, cloud conditions related to physical. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, worst case, he has a hidden blade.
Hmm.
And I think this is gonna be a composure roll.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a giant scary man trying to touch your face.
Yeah. I have
What
nothing
kind of
value
stuff do you
here.
have?
I have Ava's compact and DI Pettigrew's business card.
You could make a case for one of those, I think.
Oof. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go without the objects.
Cool.
I'm just gonna roll, what is it? 2D
Plus
plus
one.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Touch your face, question mark. Rolling, that's an 8.
Your face. That's an 8. Cool. So I think no, that's a different one. I think he doesn't have a blade, and he does like genuinely want to like appreciate you. But I think if you are not careful with what you do next, he will pull some flesh off and pop it in his mouth.
Okay.
So do you allow him to stroke your face?
I mean, I feel like Francis is going to do that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's just his hands are bigger than mine.
That's impossible.
He's like,
That's not physically
like,
possible.
but he's like gently touching your face and like running his hands down your neck, like so many rings.
This is your chance for that over-the-top erotic experience. I'm just saying.
Or
And he
Chops up his own arm.
he just says, I have to know, and he kind of grabs your shoulders here.
Oh no.
And just digs in and pulls and pulls out, like yanks out like a couple of handfuls of muscle.
Oh
here,
god.
and is like,
Okay.
it hurts a lot, and there's blood everywhere, and he's just wild-eyed and starts stuffing it into his mouth.
Oh man.
Who needs
think-
lats anyway?
This
Yeah,
is
so-
a great time to take a break.
Cool.
The fuck, Mark.
5 is good.
Yeah.
All
We'll
right,
be
let's do
back in
5.
5
We'll be back in
minutes. All right.
5 with more cannibalism. The little cannibalism as a treat. Long pig. Oh. There's an extra G, so the pig is long. Good one. Good
Very
one.
good. Well done.
So I there are so many great little hidden things in both this and Brindlewood. So good. Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. I was still
I can
trying to
hear you,
troubleshoot sound
Clem
stuff
Fandango.
while we're on break.
Aw.
I've at least got my interface hooked up now.
No
I'm listening
no
through it.
rest for the audio file.
I want to use
I have
my
not
good
checked out
mic.
Ghosts of El Paso yet. I really want to. It's Ghosts of El Paso is the between, but in El Paso.
Oh yeah.
About the same
That
time
one sounds
frame,
awesome.
and they canonically are in the same universe. So I want there to be a playbook. I don't know if there is a playbook just called The Englishman to mirror the American.
Oh.
But it looks super cool. And I was like, oh, that ghost town nearby, you can rent it for $300 a day. Maybe get Ghost of El Paso LARP on the list of things to do for sure.
Sweet. Sounds pretty awesome.
Next year.
Cool.
Spring.
Your
Spring next
last
year.
like
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
big bang
Yeah.
before you leave
Yeah,
Austin.
before leaving Texas forever. Cool. Paloma, you have been dragged into the basement laboratory of Dr. Emily Blackwell.
Yeah.
It is not as tidy as yours for sure. Imagine
Lady
if I had a
basements.
mad scientist laboratory in the basement. That's kind of what it would look like. Too many things collected just because they might be useful sometime. Things piled on top of other things that don't belong there. But in the far corner, there's a you know how they have the what do you call it when you cut up a dead body to see how they died?
Autopsy?
Autopsy. Like one of those big autopsy tables that's kind of like indented and there's drainage. And there is a I would say swollen but a little bit enlarged form underneath a canvas tarp. And she kind of clears the way over there. It says, "This is the one I've been working on. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe you can help me. I've had so much limited success with other subjects, and of course they only last for so long. But this one just isn't responding at all. Maybe you can help." And she pulls back the tarp. And I'm trying to remember where you were. The body is not in great shape. It's definitely had some
This better not be Dirty William.
adjustment. It's not Dirty William. I was thinking about it. It is a woman.
Oh no,
and
no, it's not the
she-
librarian I kissed.
It's not the librarian. She is in pretty bad shape. Lots of bruises everywhere, and looks familiar, but it's too banged up to really put a name to the face.
What's her name?
Not the woman we threw off the Omega cliffs.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh no.
And so she like gestures. It's like, what am I doing wrong?
So do I recognize this
Um,
body?
Yeah, and I think upon closer inspection, you do recognize it as the person you threw off of the Omega cliffs, wrapped in a rug.
Fucking Lloyd.
Definitely dead. 100% dead.
Lloyd.
Yeah, I think Lloyd is one of her suppliers.
I'm gonna have to have a talk with Floyd. Well, okay, so I rolled really well, and then I got this. I should have asked for a clue. What is wrong with me? I can't figure out as a player a way to like min-max this. Like as a character, Paloma is like, Dr. Blackwell, this may seem like a very personal question, but I assure you it does matter for what I have learned and discovered. My suspicions are that it matters a great deal. Your reasons for the reanimation. If it doesn't feel like I'm prying too much.
Not at all. It's
what is your deep why in wanting this?
I think she takes a step closer to you, like that far away from your face, and she says, "You should understand. They told me I couldn't."
Oh. In that case, Dr. Blackwell, I do very much understand. I
knew you would.
understand. And I understand so very deeply. And it's not enough. I wish the human life could be sparked back into an automaton with just pure spite. But I am afraid, Dr. Blackwell, it is not, in my experience, been enough, hard as I have tried.
What do I need then? What's missing from this? And she like smash it, like pounds it on the chest.
Almost like really disturbed by this
thing. What is missing from this thing? Why won't it work for me? And she's getting set.
And she's really close to my face.
Yeah. Or she took a step back when she like went to emphasize.
Paloma goes to Dr. Blackwell's, like kind of caresses Dr. Blackwell's cheek.
Yeah, she softens a little bit as you do that.
And like puts her forehead against hers. It's like, if there is anybody in this world who understands what you are feeling, it is I. But it is not enough for us to know what we do not want. It is far more important for minds like ours to know what we are reaching for, what we are living for, not what we are pressing against, Dr. Blackwell. I know that can take time sometimes. And I promise there is another side to get to. But spite is not enough for this work.
What about vengeance?
And when you have burned it down, when you have burned the institution down that has denied you your rightful place, in what pile of ashes will you stand upon? You must build something. If you're wanting to create life, Dr. Blackwell, if you're wanting to birth something, it is not only about destruction, it's also about creation.
You're right. I can use them to build things for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I understand now. They're not only to destroy, but to build with. Yes, they'll never tire. They're, you've given me so many things to think about. Thank you. Thank you. I will
Could
infuse.
I have this particular body?
I'm sorry.
I must admit, Dr. Blackwell, it is not my first
She
time
stiffens up when you suggest that.
seeing this. This body is a particularly malevolent.
But it's dead. It can't do anything.
That
It
is
won't
our
come
hope.
to life.
Please do not bring this body back to life. I have gone to great pains to make sure. Would you?
my
Trying to
emphasis
figure out how to
knocks the knock my monitor out.
Paloma's
Okay, there we go.
like desperately. Paloma's like, okay, great, good. She's an actual mad scientist, but is more concerned with like getting this body out of her hands. It's like we don't need it. We just got rid of this ghost. We don't need this coming back.
I think Paloma understands that there does need to be something more than the physical form to animate, and because this one, is an embodied spirit and doesn't have anything extra to it, like it's like trying to reanimate a steak.
Yeah. Okay, so Paloma's not like worried about that, and I don't think Paloma like really. Yeah. And if I wanted to help her, I would like try to explain that to her, but I don't think that
Yeah, she bristles at the suggestion that you take any of her work.
Yeah, no. But let's rewind. Say I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I think Paloma.
Yeah.
Paloma knows. Like, okay, Paloma's like still really disturbed to see this body again, but it's like I have to fucking talk to Lloyd. You only sell bodies to me, Lloyd.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Paloma's like, I think I'm kind of done with her. I think I'm like, okay, yeah, have fun. I'm like, well, I think Paloma's like, well, you know where to find me.
I do, and I
hope
love
you
to learn from you some more.
I hope you get what you are actually searching for, not what you are only reacting against.
So do I. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the invitation.
We have to get new houses. We have to move.
I think she took the "you know where to find me" as "come over for tea and science sometime."
Great. No, Opium Den always.
This is what we've learned.
And you can leave.
Yeah, maybe I join one of the others. I'm like,
Incident.
fuck this. I need to actually look for clues now.
Speaking of Gareth, Violet has.
Hey, guess who got their good
acceded.
mic working again?
Is it that
Hey.
guy? Does he also have two thumbs?
These are not phones.
No longer old crappy laptop microphone. Oh yeah, we can do some NPR now.
Paloma's first growl.
Okay, anyway, yes, me and Violet looking for clues.
The buddy cop film.
Right, we're doing the new Buddy Hunter show.
So how are you going to probably temporarily release her from being bound to where she was murdered?
I figure through the good old practice of a ritual.
Good old ritual.
That sounds how like you unbind a ghost to me.
What Christian ritual are you perverting this time?
It's a good point. So for anybody watching, every time I do a ritual, my particular thing is I have to pervert some Christian ritual. So I'm always trying to think of new Christian rituals to pervert. You have any suggestions?
There's so many. You've done so many.
I don't know many. I have
Oh
Not
man.
big.
What are those big parade things with statues?
I think we did communion. Not that we can't do it again. That was one of the few I know. Saying the rosary. Have we done that one? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we've done a
Ooh.
rosary, have we?
Really?
I don't
We're
think
not-
we've done
I mean,
a
it's not
rosary.
doesn't mean we can't do it again. if we have.
This is kind of off the
Yeah.
something to put a pin in for later, but the Feast of San Gennaro is one of the festivals where
Oh
there is statues
yeah,
of the saints through the streets
yeah.
as part of
Oh, wait,
That's a
say
good
that again.
time.
You do what?
let me see if I can find a
You say
Wait,
carry.
don't we
It's a
have-
big ol' It's a big ol' thing.
Didn't we just
Yeah.
acquire a rosary?
Oh,
I think yeah, we do have one.
somebody
Yeah.
was it
Rosary
me? I think.
bleeds.
Oh yeah, you
did I
got
take
one
that?
of
I think I
tiny
took
animal
that.
skulls and finger bones.
Oh yeah,
Come
There
on.
you go.
That
It
seems
has,
like it's
I don't know.
just.
I'm a T-Rex is correct. I think.
That's right. Rosary of tiny animal skulls and finger bones.
Awesome. What
Yeah.
does that look like?
Well, obviously, this rosary came to me for a reason. Let me see if I see. By the
You got that
powers
from
of-
the fig shop, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. By
Probably all
the
animal bones,
Dark
yeah.
powers infesting in me. See what I did there? Wordplay. By the dark powers infesting in me, I release this spirit from its binding to this location of its death, that it may walk free through the world as if it were living. And then I touch each of her tiny little animal skulls and finger bones. I take one of
Oh.
the finger bones and I point it at her and go,
Can I point in that you do also have the old bones move, right? So you could,
No, I
like,
don't.
connect- Oh, you
Ooh.
don't have that anymore.
because I never took that.
Yeah, never mind.
that
Oh,
that
that's right.
thing
Who,
back in.
who has it?
I thought Nicole did. Did you take
Oh
it?
yeah,
Nicole?
Paloma
Yeah.
has it, right?
Yeah, she took
I
it.
briefly got some
'cause-
void.
Because you
Thing.
put on the
Yeah, you put on the right mask.
the cosmic passage. Yeah, so you can talk to
Oh,
buildings, ghosts, and stuff. Um,
Not my finest
Yeah.
ritual, but you know.
maybe I should do that at Dr.
Did the
Blackwell's
job.
house.
ooh, boy, yeah.
Oh, and then
Um,
I can now use a little finger bone to like do an upside down crucifix and then a pentagram.
Nice. Awesome. That is a sensitivity roll with advantage. So 3 dice, top 2 plus 3. Don't fuck it up.
Okay. Where are my rolls? 3 dice, top 2 plus. Where are all my rolls? Why don't I have all my rolls here? Oh, it's because there's I'm using the app on my phone. That's right. That's one. But anyway, I'll do it here. Doesn't matter. 3 dice. And
Got a
then
good
we
feeling about
shall.
this.
And then plus, come on. Well, I'll add a 3 later. Okay, so roll. Ritual. Kabam! It's gonna be so good. How about a 5 and a 2 plus a
Ooh.
3?
That
10.
that is 10. That is the woo. That's the diciest 10.
Right. Thanks to my plus 3 is really what got us there.
Wow. But
Why I pumped that sensitivity
does
up.
do the thing. Yeah. Cool. What does it look like when your dark forces unbind Violet?
I feel like previously, like you just saw Violet there. And then as I'm doing the ritual, suddenly like all the dark forces that are basically, it's almost like a separate dimension from the ghost dimension. Like dark forces are their own dimension. And
Yeah.
they start coming visible where you see them all around you and you see a whole bunch of them like clinging to her feet and are swirling around her and clinging to her arms and stuff. And as they become visible, they kind of become aware that, wait, if you can see us, why are we visible? And then as my magic from the rosary glows and flies at Violet, they all scream a horrible banshee-like scream as they vaporize. And then it's just Violet standing there, and there's kind of like, you can tell, you know, like almost like a sphere around her where like the darkness of the dark dimension starts again about 10 feet around her, but not specific entities, more a general fog. And then
So
it kind of
she's kind of
fades
got
back.
like a dark spirit bathysphere.
Yeah, at least for the moment, that's when we know that she's
Okay.
free from the individual ones that were binding her to this place.
Nice. Cool. I like that. She's unbound. Question. Is she still as incorporeal and invisible to others as she was before, or is she a bit more concrete now?
My gut instinct is that like she hasn't changed. She's still a ghost. She's just no longer bound to the place of her death anymore, as a lot of time ghosts are, especially freshly
Yeah.
killed ones. So now she's just like free
Yeah.
to do
So
what she wants.
she's just got this like this membrane of dark energy.
And
Right.
I mean, I also feel
she
like
can-
it may give her other freedoms and powers that we don't know. Like it might be something she has to explore now. It's sort of a new, like, oh, what's this? Yeah, I can. She suddenly realizes, like, when you don't realize, like, I don't think she realized how constricted she was until the constraints were removed, and now
Yeah.
she's sort of like, oh, hey, I feel different. I feel right now, and I can move and I can go where I
Yeah.
have free will. So she may explore
Yeah,
her new
she's like-
powers and find
I
new
like-
things she can do,
Go on a killing spree.
Help out.
and possibly cut off faces. I can't say.
Did we lose?
Hmm?
Heath was lagging there for a second for me,
Oh, was
or
it?
I was lagging.
It was
Yeah,
happening
one way
for
or the
me
other.
too, so maybe it was our house.
Yeah, I'm seeing some lag on Mark.
It's hard. Yeah, I see Mark lag every now and then, but not a lot. I never know because, like I said, I have an ancient fucking laptop while I'm house sitting. So
Who
who
knows?
knows?
I get that 2 gig upgrade from Google. Cool. So she is all set and ready to solve some crimes.
Sweet.
Bing.
Now our
Um,
spinoff show.
Speaking of solving crimes,
Oh, geez.
You got ghosts in your blood. Do
um,
cocaine about it.
Francis
Oh.
is in terrible pain. I think you have conditions, a condition that is eaten.
Yeah, no, I think I need to do a mask on this one, unless other players have an issue with that.
Cool.
Seemed like a mask-worthy situation.
Power through it.
For those who weren't around when we
Yeah,
first
mask.
when we were first going after the coven, who, if anyone doesn't know, the coven of witches was a threat. Who, if they succeeded in the ritual, they literally undid the entire history of Hargrave House. Everything any hunter in the history of Hargrave House had done and solved was undone. And in our first attempt at the coven, we actually failed. For a brief moment, we considered trying to go forward
Okay,
with that,
I'm gonna make this
without-
work
Alternate
somehow.
universe.
without reversing it with a mask. But in the end, I thought that felt a little forced. So I went ahead and put on a mask. Well, we were thought about it, just going with it.
Guarantee that Gareth
world.
would not fuck his own grandfather, thereby messing up the entire continuum. An explanation of what the masks are would be helpful
Yeah.
for our.
So basically,
Audience.
we roll dice to see what happens, and there's 6 or less is a complete failure or a miss. 7 to 9 is a mixed success, basically, and 10 plus is you did it. If you roll lower than you would like and something terrible happens, or just you want something better to happen, you can do what they call putting on a mask. There's specific things that happen for each character when you do that. There are a limited number of them. So after a dozen masks or so, the last mask is like, you're dead. And when you put on a mask, we rewind the thing that happened and you bump your result up to the next tier. So that would bump Francis's roll of a mixed success and getting bits torn out by the cannibal to a full success, and something better happens. So what mask?
And
would
they're
you
like,
put on?
they're not actual, like, yeah, we're not walking around
they're
with masks on. But we have a list
game
of like
mechanic.
masks of the past, which if you put one of those
Yeah.
on, you usually end up revealing a little bit about the history of your character. And then there's masks of the future, which have totally different effects on different characters. Like one of mine was like, raise this stat and lower that stat, and now you can use this special move, or things like that.
Yeah.
And then there's other things that happen where you can uncheck masks. That happened to me once. And now Paloma checked a mask and she has a special move from one of the threats that we got. So,
She can talk to ghosts now.
yeah.
Cool. So what's Francis getting into?
Let's see. Oh man, I am seeing. Oh, Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was going to say I'm going to save the Darkened Threshold for a special occasion, just because that's very perfect for this.
Selfishly,
Uh-huh.
because it might open up some fun stuff. The Gilded Door is always entertaining.
Okay.
I think your presence is already 3, so that's not going to do any
so
good
it
for
would
you
help
there.
somebody else more than it would help me.
Yeah. But someone should pick that. It's super fun.
Okay, let's see.
For me.
Sorry, I'm just blanking for a sec. Yeah, I think I'd like to continue with the Masks of the Past for now.
Awesome.
I'm intrigued by Most Beloved, but it's just I would like somebody else to have the ability.
Yeah, get that presence.
Yeah,
For sure. Cool. So you're going to narrate a flashback to a scene when the artist who made your painting destroyed themselves because of your rejection. How did the masterwork change in order to reflect your cold indifference?
Oh man. I think. Okay, I think what happens is Francis is returning to his estate, or to, and he's a man of means now, and he steps through his front door and he hears a commotion from several rooms over, and he looks at one of the servants of the household who just kind of rolls his eyes, and yeah, no, I don't think anybody respects Francis in this household. And yeah, he's just hearing screaming and scraping and things like that. And he makes his way into the main sitting room of the mansion, and his painting is there in its purest form, looking, perfect and pristine. And the artist is there, just wailing at it with a knife. But every time it stabs through and scrapes, and he's cursing Francis's name and just spewing invective, but every time the knife goes through, it just heals up behind it. And it's you see other things from the household, like broken glass and fluid is at the base of the painting. It's clear that this artist has been going crazy all day or for hours trying to destroy this thing, and the servants have probably just been like, this is above my Francis will deal with this. And I think and then he stops when I think Francis comes and sees this and then laughs at just like wondering at this like mystical thing that's happening, and the artist drops the knife and turns, just crestfallen, and with the unreadable mix of emotions says Francis's name, and I think it's probably a speech about how he's been abandoned and everything is meaningless now. And Francis just kind of shrugs at that. And kind of picks at a fingernail and says, "We all have difficulties, but this is not your home," he says. And I think before Francis can react, the artist sweeps up the knife and goes to stab Francis, and removes the knife. There's bleeding for a moment and then nothing else. He's just kind of patting himself. And they both simultaneously see that the painting has been wounded. And the artist is just kind of drops to his knees and says, "I can't even have my revenge." And and he sets down the knife very carefully and picks a small flask out of his inner pocket, drinks down the contents, and dies shortly after that. And leaving Francis there to look at, like, there are servants trying to bring him back, I think. But the audio is cut out of the scene, sort of, and we just Francis eyeing the painting
Nice.
as we fade out on that.
Cool. So we have Titus Fig gently stroking Francis's face and running his hands down your shoulders and feeling. It's like, I don't know how you do it. It's, do you? Whose life do you take?
I think he very like sweeps the hands away from himself and he's, I think, yeah, he's offended at this, at being touched in this way. Sir, I think, yeah, no, he says, I am a gentleman, and takes several steps back and then kind of collects himself and says, but secrets are never given for free. If you offer something of equal value, I'm sure I can offer something of my own.
Nice. That sounds like a investigate.
Oh no.
Like this
Information
one.
move
I think it sounds like it should have this music behind it.
with presence.
Okay, so 2d plus 3.
2 dice plus 3.
And I don't think I can use either. No, I will not use my compact or business card. So 2d plus 3. Oh, do I have to say what will go? It's an investigative move.
Oh yeah,
so-
sorry. Yeah, so you don't need to say what goes wrong. It's
Okay,
just
okay.
straight up roll.
So 2d plus 3. That's a 9.
All right. That will get you a clue with a complication. Let's take a look at these clues. What have I given you already? First off.
Oh no.
Where are we here? My skeletons.
In an unusual place.
He kind of cocks his head and says, ask the orderlies to give you my book. You'll see. And then goes back into just kind of repeating that, kind of like withdraws back into himself and just starts singing his little song from the beginning about the singing of Song of Three Figs.
Okay. And I think his response is, the life that I've taken is long since gone, but I remember it. I remember him every day.
Nice.
And walks out of the room.
Yeah, and the order's like, you're a braver man than any of us. Afraid you'd take a chunk out of us once.
Oof. Well, and I think he's sort of lost in thought for a second, but then kind of kicks back in and says, well, it is only due to your excellent work with keeping him duly restrained that has saved my life in that case. No particular skill of mine, but he did mention a book that he wanted me to get hold of.
Book. Yeah, I'll check with intake and see what we can find. Come on down with me. It's
Oh, of course.
and they lead you to a room with just boxes and boxes of personal effects of.
I think as we're
people who are
coming
not
in,
getting it
Francis
back.
is like regaling him with some story from earlier in the season.
And he looks around for big box and pulls it out and book. Oh, okay. And he pulls out a book of nursery rhymes. And as you flip through it, any mention of birds or pictures of birds have been scratched out.
Hmm.
And that is the clue.
Excellent.
He hates Sean.
Uh-oh.
Paloma, well, it sounds like at least Francis and Paloma are kind of wrapping up their investigations.
Well, now that I remember, I can
if you
talk
want-
to ghosts.
Yeah. Do you want to do something else before?
Yeah, I think
looking back
Paloma
up?
is definitely feeling weird about Dr. Blackwell, and Paloma does not often suspect people
Mhm.
who are doing science. But I think being around Francis and Gareth has like changed Paloma a lot. From Paloma used to be that, and now Paloma's like, no, love is the answer. So, and Paloma has so I have this move where I can talk to ghosts.
Yeah, so you have
Right?
the old bones move from the St. James Street ghost. Let me pull that up for you.
You kind of listen to buildings.
Yeah, I think that maybe Paloma is suspecting that either Blackwell or at least this building was involved in one of the threats.
Oh yeah. So
It's like
you can
Lloyd was here. Like, there's too many intersections happening in this building. for it
yeah.
to be totally.
So when you have the cosmic passage marked and touch, listen to, or otherwise attune to a building's architectural details, roll with sensitivity. On a hit, a
Oh.
ghost will appear and answer a single question you pose to it or perform a small task, your choice.
Ooh,
Any
chores.
answers it gives can be in the form of a clue at my discretion. On a 10 plus, same, the ghost will not ask for anything in return. So
Hmm.
I think she, she kind of assumes you can find your way out. She doesn't call Chester to show you the way out. So you are at a little bit of a liberty if you want to pull some of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm
on
gonna
less
do
than a
that.
10 plus, the goat is like, you want got any weed, man?
Yeah. I won't leave you alone until you give it a score.
And you've got a
Okay, that was-
sensitivity of 2. That's not bad.
Oh yeah. I upped my sensitivity last time.
Yeah. So that's 2 dice plus 2, unless you want to throw a cowboy hat on.
Ghost of this house.
I hope the El Paso game is not masks, but giant cowboy hats.
I gotta find a reason to wear this cowboy
You
hat.
got to use that cowboy hat sooner or later.
This is not the time, but I will find a reason to use it.
We need to contrive a situation where
Maybe
There's
I'll
anything
give
we've
it-
learned
Maybe I
in-
should give it to Ginny in exchange for helping me with the sailors.
If there's anything our Hargrave House experience has told us, it's that ghosts love cowboy hats.
I think this hat is for Ginny. I think I owe her. Maybe I'll do that at nighttime. Yeah, so I'm just like about to head out and like in the like front passageway and like I should check, and then kind of puts my hand on the wall and it's like, I've seen Gareth do this. What could it hurt? Paloma doesn't really believe that she can do this, but
Mm,
okay.
cool. So that's 2 dice
So-
plus 2.
2 dice plus 2. Talking to the walls. If anybody's there, good.
All right. That's an 8.
Woo.
hmm.
Anybody there?
Yeah. So tell me what it like. Tell me how she is kind of attuning to the building, or notice, like, is she just like noticing details and things come out of them, or is she like trying to
I
like
think that
reach
it's
out?
a
Or...
brick wall, and Gareth had been teaching Paloma sigils
Mm.
because Gareth had seen, well, as we were organizing the library, Gareth had seen some scientific illustrations that reminded him of sigils, and we got off on a little tangent together, drawing sigils all over the library. And so Paloma's like, worth a try. And so draws around the like brick mortar, some of the
Like
sigils
with their
that-
finger, kind of.
with her finger, some of the
Nice.
sigils that she and Gareth had talked about. And you're like, you know what? No one's watching. Can't hurt. Maybe, I don't know. I saw something in the train station. Maybe this could be science,
Yeah.
right? It worked before. So if it works again, it's just kind of talking to herself. It's just, it's an experiment. It's an experiment.
Yeah, I think you hear a voice behind you saying, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
And it's not Chester or the doctor. It's a male voice, but kind of distant.
oh, hello. I guess it does work.
And you hear
Sorry.
another voice from down kind of waist level to your left. Like, what works?
And I don't see them. I just
You don't see them yet, but you like the voices feel concrete. And from the other side of you, a woman's voice comes. Who are you?
hi, I'm Dr. Safdie, and kind of straightens up and is like now in the presence of other people.
And when you say the word doctor, you feel there's a cold chill blows across you, and a different man's voice from like right in front of you says, no doctors, please, no doctors.
Why, I understand why you might feel that way in this house, and I'm with a group that seeks a sort of paranormal justice, and I was just wondering if any of you are willing to help us out.
Yeah, and another voice, a woman's voice in a like a strong Cockney. It's like, are you with the yard? What are you doing snooping around here?
Well, we're hunters, investigators.
I think one of the same voices says, "Are you investigating the doctor?"
In a way, yes.
And you can like faces, kind of like the insides of masks of the faces, kind of like are looking at you. The sort of the illusion where you're looking at the inside of a thing and the face looks like it's following you. You can start to see faces associated with the voices, and there are a dozen women, children, men, different classes, different
Worse
ages.
than I thought.
And they said, are you going to try to bring us back too?
No.
And they're kind of pressing in around you, and you can actually sort of feel that the presence.
Unless you want that. What is it that you want?
We just want to know why us? Why are we stuck here? Why did she do this?
Is it Dr. Blackwell? Was she only partially successful and you're stuck here, or were your faces taken off? Or was your blood sucked dry? It's so many things going on right now. It could be so many different things.
Do you want to ask them a
Yeah.
question,
Are you cannibalized?
or have them
yeah.
have them do something for you?
Yeah, I think I want to ask a question. I think that was kind of my question of like, what do you want?
Mm.
Yeah, where they were like,
Um,
"Are you going to try to bring us back?" And I was like, not if you don't want that. But what is it that you do want?" And I think I'm trying to get a clue of some sort, if that's possible.
Yeah.
To your
Um,
discretion.
since she's not explicitly associated with any of the threats, is there a particular threat you'd like to get a clue from?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I guess it's making me feel like there's like a no face situation here with their faces.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
but I
and
don't know,
it's
like,
less that they're it's more like
yeah,
a sort of like a body cast kind of thing. So it's more there's like the creepy not entirely their representation of them, and not that their faces have been removed. But we can definitely get a Sally clue in here. Let's
yeah. I
see.
guess I'm wondering about like where if Dr. Blackwell is getting her body parts from Lloyd, is she not getting her body parts from Sally?
Mm, ooh, yeah.
Or Sally's
Um,
leaving because Sally seems to leave the body.
mm,
I think I'm curious if any of these are Sally victims
yeah.
or Blackwell's killing people or fucking Lloyd. Lloyd, I have to talk to Lloyd.
Ooh. I like that one. Oh, that's good too. Oh, these are all good. um,
Yeah, thanks for rolling with it. I'm sorry for being
yeah,
late.
yeah, this is great.
It's like, I'm not sure what I'm asking for.
Oh, there's so many good things. Oh, okay. Work this with the ghost. Yeah. So you're asking them what they want, and I think the all the voice, and they're sort of like pressing in on you, and I think you're going to. I don't know if I've done this before, but I think you're gonna, no, not haunted, but gonna get a condition that is like you are burdened with responsibility. I think that's your condition.
Great.
Here.
That's nothing
So
new. for
so
Beloved.
adulthood is what you're saying.
Yes.
Chores, taxes.
Yeah, and they press on, and you can like hear them kind of talking, like whispering, like in your ear, or almost like from the inside of parts of you, pressing in, and they get like
Great.
more and more insistent. It feels like they're like kind of grasping at you some, and they're just like, find us, we can't rest until you find us. And then kind of all at once they like the voices rise to a kind of clamor, and then they all cut out, and just one voice whispers in your ear, "He's here." And you turn, the door is ajar, and there's a man standing there kind of staring at you, because you've been acting kind of weird in the hallway here. And
Talking to
you
myself.
recognize him. I don't know if he recognizes you, but he would recognize Polly. It is Vittorio, the tailor, Francis's tailor. And he has shown up at the house of Dr. Name. What's her name? Blackwell, Dr. Blackwell. And let me put the clue in first. The clue is a side character in a place where they should not be. What is Francis's tailor doing at Dr. Blackwell's? And he looks not horrified, but he's definitely disconcerted by whatever he witnessed from the outside. Do you think he recognizes you?
I think he like sort of does, but can't quite place where he's seen me before because it's like similar enough to Polly, but like
Yeah.
not as dandy and more like dowdy and
Hmm.
academic.
Yeah, and I
like,
think
as Paloma.
he's put off enough that he's kind of off balance, and he's just like, do I? He doesn't even try to explain himself why he's there. He's more like, do I know you?
Not me.
I'm sorry. Are you working with the doctor? If I interrupted something,
No.
I'm terribly sorry.
Are you working with the doctor?
He looks a little indignant. My business is my own.
Oh, you asked me that same question. Yeah.
Well, we best both go on about our business then. And he walks to the sitting room.
So Mark, I'm not really sure in context what's happening as a player.
Yeah.
Like,
So
is that my
so you
clue?
were- yeah, that's the
Random
clue.
dude?
A side
Okay.
character has showed up where they should not be. That's Vittorio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the ghosts. So you were kind of in fugue with the ghosts, and they're pressing in on you, basically telling you that they're stuck here because something has happened to their bodies.
Okay,
and
thank you.
while-
Sorry, I was
while
just
you
like
were-
not
Yeah.
sure what I'm supposed to do. I was like,
Yeah, so
I'm as confused
while
as
you
a
were in
player
that,
as
that's
character.
when Vittorio walked in and kind of saw you, however that looked from the outside, and then when you snapped out of it, the ghosts were like, "He's here."
Okay. So he's here. I guess I don't need to read into that. It's just like someone showed up.
Yeah, it's just a clue. You can
Okay.
you can read into it. Let me do.
Yes, true.
theorize.
It's a Jason Cordova clue. We make sense of it. Yeah, and I wonder, like, he probably like kind of recognizes Paloma, and Paloma. I'm just like, yeah, I want there to be like one thing to make him feel really weird. Like maybe I have I had extra fabric from like some stuff we bought and had made like a little vest that I'm wearing now. So maybe
Mm.
he recognizes like
Oh yeah, or maybe you're
it's
wearing
like
a piece
gold
that
stripe.
was part of.
Yeah. It's like a vest that like I made like both Paloma and Polly a vest out of the same material.
Nice.
So it's kind of like
so
a
he's
little-
like, kind of he's like, how do I word that? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but it doesn't need to be deeper than that.
cool. Where are we at time wise? Sweet. It's worded a side character in a place they should not be.
The ceiling.
In a coffee can. Yeah. It sounds like y'all have kind of wrapped up your business at the places you were at. Do you all want to meet up at Hargrave or somewhere else?
Time for opium. Yeah, we can meet up at Hargrave
Cool.
or for opium.
I think we'll make this the last bit.
Okay.
And it's probably getting towards evening.
Mm.
What would you like to do while you're all together?
Well, I have promised Violet we're going to go find some Sally No Face clues.
Yeah.
So I would, see if Francis and Paloma want to tag along with the new honorary Hargrave member.
Yeah, I think she needs to stay near you because of the connection with the dark forces, sort of unmooring her. But I don't think Francis and Paloma can sense her. So she's just your special friend.
It's okay. Paloma was talking to invisible things earlier too.
And she
I
still hasn't
understand.
remarked on your appearance yet.
That's the running joke.
She,
The whole
she
Buddy
just
Cop
sees your
season.
spirit.
Of course.
Just sees your spirit. Just like Sean. Cool. So what would you like to do? If anything.
So is this the point where we've all made it back to Hargrave House?
Yeah.
What do we do next?
I mean, this is a little frivolous, and so it could wait for later. But I think that Paloma has been affected by the meeting with Dr. Blackwell, and it's like
Mhm.
love and connection do matter, and I owe Jenny a visit. And I think Paloma is like talking to Francis and is showing Francis the cowboy hat, and is like, "Is this a good enough gift for Jenny?"
You know what that sounds like to me? I mean, it's totally up to you, but it sounds like maybe you want to have a little vulnerable scene to get rid of your condition. Kind of sounds like
Ooh.
you're talking
Oh,
about.
I do have
feelings.
I
It's
do
your-
have a condition.
Yeah, and you could be voyeuring into the opium den, like watching. Jenny
Yeah,
about her business.
yeah. Maybe Francis and Paloma are like in the alleyway, and I'm like, "Do you think she'd like this?" And we're like watching Jenny. I think it would look really good on her. And I just want her to know how much she means to me. And she helped me after the sailors beat me up.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think like.
Or whatever Francis wants to do.
Oh no, I think Francis is like at first he's not quite hiding that he's like a cowboy hat.
He hates it.
I forget where you got the cowboy hat too.
I don't remember
I don't
where I got
remember
this. When
We've
did I
met
get
a
this
long
cowboy hat?
time.
I've had it so long.
And I want it to be that Francis has always hated this hat.
Oh, I probably from Cremorne Gardens, I bet. From the American Saloon.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, that
I
sounds
bought this
about
at
right.
the I got this at the American Saloon.
And I think Francis is kind of tempoing, like making a few stalls and like, well, yes.
Trying to
hat.
keep me from giving it to her.
Let's try. Why don't you tell me why it's important that you give this hat to this woman? And the sentence just kind
Like
of
just
spills
trying
out
to
without-
slow it down so it never happens.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea, Francis.
Oh, it is. Yes.
So I guess what I would say is, Jenny, a lot has been happening lately, and a lot of things have reminded me of how short life is and how often that short life goes without saying to the people that are closest to you how you care about them. And I saw this hat and thought it was ridiculous and that no one should ever be able to pull it off. But then I met someone who is kind of ridiculous that they care about me. There's someone who is a business owner and they really care about doing their job well. And every time I talk to them, I stumble on my words, but somehow they are just as ridiculous as me and just as improbable as this cowboy hat, that if it could ever look magnificent upon someone's head, it would be yours, Jenny. And I think she could pull it off.
And I think after a pause, Francis takes the hat and looks it over and hands it back. And he's kind of lost in his own thoughts a little bit. And he says, I think she will like it very much.
Nice. You can definitely clear that condition. And since this
No longer
since you're
burdened.
voyeuring, you can
Fuck
either
responsibility.
stumble on a clue, or invite the other hunter to ask you about your past.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Yeah,
If
what
we
are
got a
gonna do?
Limehouse clue, that would stop the clock on that for today.
I like
Just stupid metagaming, sorry.
and I don't know that it's even that metagamey. Like it does feel like it would be funny to like maybe
Yeah.
Paloma hands, like as you're handing the hat back to Paloma, Paloma like kind of drops it into the soot.
Oh no.
It's like, oh no, and then like we're digging around and we find.
And Jenny is
something.
associated with Limehouse, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like
I
we've
like the
done
idea
on
that
the
we're
run.
just being sweet and we find a clue. I think we deserve
That's
it.
how it works.
It's a treat.
One little clue as a treat.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
just like in the
that
debris of
one.
the alleyway. We're just like, ah,
Yeah, I think yeah, that's gonna be the one. Yeah, so you're dropping it, and when you pick it up, you see it landed on top of a child's toy. And when
Oh.
you pick it up, you can
Aw.
see that. And I'll put it in the clues for the Limehouse. It is a wooden toy Viking ship, and it's clearly been in the alley for a little while. It's kind of dirty and banged up and kind of waterlogged a little bit. The wood is swollen in places, but yeah, that's what you find.
Yar.
Yeah.
Although that's more of a pirate than a Viking thing, I guess.
They're both just jobs. Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
I think that'll be good. Do we want to let's jump to dusk and then we'll start off next time with night phase. I think that the sun is setting in the alley while you're there. Mother, what are you gonna have your boys bring you? Resurrectionist move. Pick 2 from that list.
Is Lloyd here?
Lloyd is not there present, but you know,
God
never
damn
know.
it, Lloyd. Okay, I've got to find Lloyd.
That whole business is accumulated blowback that you didn't.
Oh, that's my blowback. God damn
Yeah,
it.
you got a couple levels of blowback on that one.
Oh fuck. Yeah, that's true. I had that coming. I definitely want a body part.
Body part.
I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 body parts away from a full child.
Ooh.
Although I can roll and they don't have to have all their parts, right?
Yeah, you can do it with disadvantage.
Okay. Mommy won't do that to you.
Not today.
Not today. We don't need you immediately. Sorry, I'm trying to find my night moves. There we are, resurrectionist. Okay, yeah, we want a body part. Do we know what we're doing tonight? We have any
Not
plans?
yet.
I don't need any valuables. I'm about to.
It sounds like there's going to be some Limehouse investigation with the opium den and probably some Sally hunting with the ghost detective.
Maybe, yeah, we'll see.
Oh man, I've totally dropped
Yeah,
the
we can
ball on creating
figure it
an erotic experience for someone and
I
putting out
haven't
yard fashion so far.
And I
Night
haven't
over.
talked to my child. I haven't held my child or anything yet either. So we don't have to like see the scene where I give Ginny the hat. We
Got
can
all night.
Yeah, we got all night.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be
Oh,
nice to have
yeah.
a grave robber with us.
All right. I will decide.
Fuck
who
the
that is.
complications.
And plus,
Let it be Lloyd so I can yell at him all night.
I think it might be.
Oh my god,
Um,
Lloyd.
Let's see.
Are you going to
trusted
tell him
that
immediately
Lloyd.
that you know, or is it just? gonna
It's
be a
Lloyd
long-
because I don't want Lloyd to be
passive-aggressive
alone.
thing?
I'm like, give me Lloyd. He needs to be by my side.
Gotta keep an
tonight.
eye on him.
Keep an eye on him.
Hello, Lloyd.
Lloyd, have
Um,
you talked to me?
Yeah, just lots of pointed.
Do you remember who I
questions.
am, or do you confuse me with all your other doctor friends who you give bodies to?
I think we'll leave it there, and we'll do the paint the scene questions when we come back to next time. Awesome. Whew, some stuff happened.
What a day.
Let's do a round of stars and wishes. We'll start with Nicole.
Yeah. I don't have anything super top of mind. I always appreciate that, like, even if I don't know what I'm doing, I can always react to what's happening in the scene. I liked how I always appreciate how everyone in this group kind of just like lets the story lead. Yeah, and it was nice to have a day where we were kind of all doing our own thing. It's nice for like, since we were just all together doing the big like season finale, it was kind of nice to see everyone do their own thing. So yeah, I like that.
Any wishes?
Yeah, for wishes, I feel like I have to I feel like for wishes I need to be better at asking you, Mark, for like a little handhold sometimes, a little like foothold sometimes. I think sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Like I do like the ghosts, when the ghosts were coming out, I was like, I'm asking really big questions. I'm not really, I feel like I wasn't moving the story forward at all. And I was like, I could have done that better. Maybe if I asked for like a little bit of a detail for you, but that's on me. I think I can ask for more details. Check.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Let's do Peter.
Let's see. I was impressed today in that like I really had not a lot of ideas for what we were up to or what we would do next. I think that's kind of, I guess, goes with, okay, we finished the big bad that we were working on.
This is kind of like
a while.
episode 1 of the new season.
Yeah. So I appreciated the guidance and like little nudges towards, okay, we can go here and do this. Let's see. Yeah, I continue to enjoy like everyone indulging, like this is the stupid thing that Francis does in this scenario. Like he seems to occasionally share a lot in common with a Fiasco character of just like, I don't know the whole picture here, but I am confidently going over here and making trouble for myself. I appreciate getting a chance to get close to the unquenchable thirst thing kicking in. I look forward to playing with that more in the future. And yeah, I guess this is kind of a silly wish, but I'd like to find some way to get more items for my personal quarters. Not necessarily in a min-max sort of way, but that those seem like fun moments for in a storytelling way of like, oh, I have this object. I can kind of make that work in this story and send it in a new direction.
Nice, yeah.
I think that's everything that comes. I'm still not marking my reflection enough, I don't think, but there's still plenty
and you
going
do
on
have
with this character.
next advance, you can take the collection move, which will give you access to a collection of rare one-of-a-kind objects.
Is that on mine? It looks like I see an ability modifier and unmark all the boxes on the reflection.
Oh, you already took you can't take an additional move yet. Oh well.
Oh yeah, I don't have more moves I can take.
Well.
Oh well.
Maybe after you fill the other ones, we'll figure that out. Cool. Any other wishes?
I don't think so. Yeah, other than like it's really hard for me to get to the ornate over the top of erotic arrangement and even the risque fashion. So yeah, if people can help nudge me towards those Dawn questions or just occasionally remind me that they exist, then I have a better shot at delivering those and pushing the story in directions with that. Yeah.
Cool. Heath.
As always, I just love watching everybody and seeing where the story goes. And it's like, I love that my lifelong RPG journey has led here. because I can remember so many times when like, this is the stuff I always loved focusing on. You know, I always was one who like created a character because it was like a fun concept or something. And then depending on the group, you'd get in and be like, oh, well, my character is kind of useless because I didn't concentrate on making him super powerful and able to kill stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, I was always more concentrated on like characters and story and what's going to be fun to play. And so it's always a bummer when that sort of pans out to be like, oh, now I can't do anything. So games like this, it's just fun to be with a group that's all about just like story and not about mechanics and how can we kill the most threats in one go or whatever. It's always just fun to see where stuff goes. And I'm always like, it's always hard for me to find wishes. The only one I can think of tonight is, I think just because I'm like I'm always grasping for like something to be a wish. Is I feel like, I don't know if it's because we were split up or what, but I feel like tonight was a lot slower paced than normal.
Mhm.
And like specifically, I literally, from the moment we started playing the game, set out to find a clue, and we still haven't got to that yet. Like that was my one. Since we started playing, I'm like, okay, I want to find a Sally, and I still haven't even rolled to look for a clue yet.
Oh.
And then same with like, I know Peter was saying it was hard for him to get to his, but I felt like part of it was just because like everything was so slow paced. I just don't think
Mhm.
any of us got very far. We all were kind of like stuck in one scene for the entire
Yeah.
game for the most part.
And kind of exploring
Yeah,
that.
kind of just chilling.
Which
Yeah.
again is not necessarily bad. I mean, it was still like really interesting and
Mm.
fun to watch. So it wasn't like boring or anything, but it's just like, I just felt repetitive because like every time you come back to me, it's like, all right, what are you doing? Well, I'm still trying to look for that
It's like
clue.
doing
Is
the
what I'm
thing.
doing. Nope, still not gonna get to that. All right, cool. But it was still, again, on
I will have plenty of that.
still
yeah.
fun though.
Yeah, I always I like the ones when you're all together and there's like hot shit happening. But like when everyone's off by their own, like doing their specific thing, that's always super great to kind of dive deep into your own individual things, whether it's something you wanted or something that's happening. Yeah, so that's always fun. Yeah, night phase is going to be faster paced and more dangerous, so we're going to get some of the stuff we wanted. I think one of the wishes for me is to find, because I think Paloma and Gareth both have like pretty strong knobs to twist for as a keeper, and I think Francis, I'm having a little bit of trouble like finding the knife to put in.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's just me doing a little bit more homework and just thinking about it more, because it's not as straightforward and obvious as the other ones. But it's still there, still got it. Yeah, definitely want to see wishes, definitely want to see some ghost detective action, definitely want to be surprised by what the rest of y'all do. So I think that's it for me. Awesome.
I
Good
still like, I have
time.
this my overarching goal in this sort of not really metagaming, but kind of metagaming way is I'm always thinking I'm primarily going after Sally Nove's character driven because of my guilt
Yeah.
to do with Violet. But player wise, I'm also like, we got to get 8 clues if we want to make her our roommate. So we got a lot of clues to get, man.
I'll throw in a wish that just occurred to me. We do have the mask of the pig available
Yes, you
for
do.
use, so let's keep that in mind the next time something goes wrong.
Oh yeah, that's the only threat mask we have available, right?
Available right now. Yeah.
Oh, and another wish for me, which I was kind of like looking at, but couldn't really find a way to get in, is start ramping up some mastermind stuff. Because y'all are
yeah,
at
we haven't seen it in
8
a while. have we?
mastermind clues, I think.
Oh yeah, we just never rolled well enough to get any more clues.
Yeah. And I can drop mastermind clues in at will. So I think I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more.
Just completely innocuous conversations.
It's been a while since
Yeah.
we've heard from Theodora, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure she's not up to anything bad.
No, she's just
No,
chilling.
she's fine.
She's
Yeah.
probably on vacation in Mexico
Vacation.
or something.
Mhm.
Not consolidating power.
El Paso. She's hanging out in El
She's-
Paso, bothering other people.
Ooh, probably don't want that. Cool. That's it. Oh, another star. Yeah, Braithwaite. Other star is seeing more folks in chat. That was super fun.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same
Yeah,
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome,
that was
everyone.
my other star. I
Yeah, I was like, oh,
interacting
is it gonna
with
be
people a
like
lot.
too splitting the attention? But like, no, it's super good. It's super
It's
fun.
always like more fun when you have more people to talk to and play with, especially
Yeah.
in episodes like this where we are doing our own things. It's fun
Yeah.
because I can like just watch whoever's doing their thing and be chatting with people in chat. While
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun.
Like, we are fellow
Yeah.
viewers at that point.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
help
the
me
key,
not
like,
do the
click on
side
that.
comments that I love doing too. Because like instead of interrupting and being like, haha, funny bit,
Just
fucking
handled
put
in
it
the
in the
chat.
chat instead of being an asshole.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Funny bit.
Funny
I,
Funny
as you
bit.
know, I appreciate your funny bits probably because I'm very guilty of interjecting them myself.
But it was a nice
So-
outlet for it instead of saying it over someone else who's
Yeah.
trying to do a fucking
Yeah.
scene.
No, it's funny you say I had that exact thought because like at one point, I had interjected something in the chat, which again is not bad. It's not like you should never interject. But then like later on, something occurred to me. I was like, oh, you know what? I can just say that in chat.
Yeah.
That's where our
good
mission can
time.
go. I just have to not
Yeah.
look at chat while I'm trying to do a scene, and I'll
Oh, yeah.
want to be, and it'll be hilarious. And I will be like, "Sorry, Mark, I wasn't listening to you. The chat is too hellish."
Too funny.
True. If you're in chat and you're not following, please follow, and then we'll get more of this later. I'm almost at my number, so I like numbers.
Hey, numbers.
Cool.
Make
I think
numbers
that's all we
go
got.
up.
Make the number go up. Smash that subscribe button. Whatever I don't know how Twitch works. Cool. I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you all for hanging out with us, and we'll see you Monday. Bye.
Bye.